I said over the weekend, a series of celebrations marking WBBM Radio's 20th anniversary as an all-news outlet and its 65th anniversary on the air. One of those get-togethers took place at the Wrigley Building restaurant, where so many of BBM's historic programs originated from. It was a beautiful evening of nostalgia as the big stars of yesterday converged for a flashback.
This is Chuck Schaden, and what a thrill it is to be broadcasting a 65th anniversary broadcast for radio station WBBM.
For 4 hours, many of the people who put WBBM Radio on the map from its inception in 1923 came together for an historic live broadcast commemorating the bygone days of radio glory. And they did it on the very spot where so many of them rose to fame.
It was Studio A. I started here when I was 17 years old, and I'll be 74 in just a few days.
That's amazing.
And did a lot of shows right out of this room.
Mr. Atlas heard me as he was driving through Milwaukee one time, and he called Al Bland, the program director, and says, hire that guy. So if you don't think I got a phone call that floored me when Al Bland called me and asked me if I wanted to come down to one of the best radio stations in the country.
This is Billy Leach, the lead vocalist in the WBBM Radio Orchestra right after World War II.
I was released from the Navy, and I went back to Guy Lombardo's band where I had been the vocalist. And I knew that the big band era was about over. And so I came out here and got a job happily on this wonderful station, which grossed more money than any other 2 stations on Earth, and they treated me beautifully. I came out for 6 weeks. They kept me 21 years.
It was a wonderfully exciting place to be.
Chicago talk show veteran Jim Conway is not one of those old-timers who look down upon modern radio. He says today's broadcasters aren't much different in the way they approach their jobs.
To the people who were involved today in 1988, it's probably just the same as it was for us who were involved back in 1948, 38, not 28.
Don't touch that dial.
I used to announce a guy who used to have a houseboat right outside the Wrigley Building, down on the river by the name of Burl Ives, and I'd put him on the CBS radio network every morning at 7:15.
And what are the WBBM Radio stars of yesterday doing today?
Actually, not too much. I'm pretty much retired.
I now work for an educational company called Society for Visual Education. We are the largest producers of film strips, videotapes, and motion pictures to be sold to schools.
I own a travel agency out in Lake Zurich.
And although Billy Leach no longer sings professionally, he still can cook up a classic rendition of Guy Lombardo's Boo-Hoo.
Hoo-hoo, they've got me crying for you. I can almost imitate Carmen.
Get it right, Billy. It's great to see those so-called old-timers get together, and every one of them still has the talent to talk in a very commanding fashion. I think everybody in this business can learn so much from them just by watching.
It must have been a great evening.
It was fun.
Thanks, marvelous. Thanks, Gary. We'll be right back.